Okay, what do you think of the intro?
Did everyone see that? Or was that just us?
No, everyone will see that.
Oh, really? I thought I could put into a wee lobby there, and you were.
Nah, I think it
talking
it mutes us. It mutes us, so like I don't think like viewers
Right.
can hear us. But I forgot I had it enabled. But it's like one of the options on this Melon thing. It's just like an in-game sort of feature that I can just use. So I was like, you know what? Why not? Little 30-second countdown.
That's cool.
But yeah, welcome to the Sorare lineup strategy show, game week 303. Big guest this evening for the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League games in the form of Quinny. Oh, wait, do I have a little? I think I have a little like clapping.
Oh, cheers.
I'm not sure if Georgie, can you hear that at home? Let me know if you could hear the claps. But Georgie says it is indeed a Barda season. That probably does swiftly move us on to the most important part of this show, probably, which is Celtic, Quinny.
You think so? The big game of the week, Celtic versus Real Madrid, Parkhead, where legends are made and dreams come true.
The main boy in the where you actually sitting, do you know?
I don't actually know yet.
You don't?
Hopefully be getting. No, I will be getting a ticket. I think tomorrow at some point. I will be because the game's tomorrow. But no, I'm not too sure. So we'll see. It's funny because I've kind of I had great tickets to the weekend. If anyone hasn't caught the video, it just went out at like an hour ago or something. But that's the first time I've been in that number 7 restaurant, that kind of hospitality section, and it was phenomenal. But it's definitely different being in the padded seats versus being in like, you know, the North Stand or, you know, the Lisbon Lions is good. I've been in every other part of the stadium, and it's always, there's not a bad seat in the house really. And I've even been in restricted views, and even the restricted views up in the nosebleeds, like up in the top, to the top of the top. And honestly, like I had those seats last year for Europa League against Leverkusen, Betis, and whoever else we had. And I had like Jota rare, I had Kyogo rare, I had a Jetty, and
Albion a Jetty.
You know, the couple of cards that we did have at the time. The results weren't too good. I didn't win anything any midweeks with that kind of lot or whatever. But I say there's not a bad seat in the house, man, for these nights. There really isn't. So
100%.
I can't wait for it.
So tomorrow, Quinny, you're going to be watching, if he's fit, which I presume he is, Karim Benzema. Would that be the first time you've watched him live?
Yeah, so this is the first time Real Madrid have been at Parkhead in my lifetime. And like, you know, I've got, for anyone who ever come to visit the studio, I've got a cool little table here. I've got hundreds of other stuff that I could do, but I've got like, for all these games that I go to, I always try my best to get a program. And then like most of the time, the little guys outside the stadium will sell like badges and stuff like that. And for Champions League ones, you can normally get quite nice kind of match badges. It'll be like Celtic, Real Madrid. It'll be like Group F and the date of the fixture and whatever. And normally, if I can get them, I always like to as well. And I don't know why I'm telling you that, but yeah. So it's always like an occasion for me. Champions League in Real Madrid. That's exactly why it never came to town in my kind of lifetime.
Okay.
It's probably one of the best Real Madrids I think that we could have, you know, because Real Madrid throughout like the last 20 years have been great on the whole, but they've been very poor in definite little segments, especially when Barcelona were so dominant. So it's one of the best Real Madrids of the last 20 years we could be welcoming at Celtic Park. Modric, Kroos, Benzema, and then the next kind of generation with like Vinny Jr. obviously, and even guys like Courtois and whatever, who are like at the moment like living, playing legends. I feel like
100%.
It was a fun.
No, I think it'll be a wicked occasion. Like from I know it's hard, you're not a neutral, but like how would you really see the game going? I know it's probably a hard question to ask, but
well, I think Real Madrid, I said this about Chelsea as well before the group stage was drawn, but there's some big teams that they don't win every game in the group, you know, and they don't really care about that. They just want to get through, you know, and a night like tonight is a game, like I was speaking to Alex. Alex, I think, is a great guy to talk to about Real Madrid's midfield because he's been watching them all year because he's got that Tchouameni card, he's got a Kroos as well. And he reckons it's going to be Tchouameni, Kroos and Modric at the start. And I think if that's the case, like if we really get at them and we get success from that, you know, because you can do it and it doesn't work and it can backfire. But if we do it the first 5-10 minutes and we can get some sort of handle on the match, then I really do think it's a match we can win at home, you know. But, you know, these guys will take every chance that they're given, you know. So, and, you know, that's always the thing with Celtic, right? See, whenever I've been going to the thing with European games in the past, right, is normally it's the Italian teams. See, whenever like, it would be AC Milan or Juventus in particular, because they were the main two that we had. Inter Milan once or twice, or just once, Europa League. But the Italian teams have always got away. They'll just score goals against you. Like you could be the best team, but if you don't score 2 or 3 or whatever, they will score and they'll just beat you because they're better. They can be better than you. And Real Madrid with these kind of players are the exact same. Like Modric and Kroos, as much as I'm thinking in my head, oh yeah, our guys are really nippy and they're young and ambitious and up and coming and they're really going to want to do this. These guys are all-time greats. You know what I mean? And they come up against players like that every day in training and in domestic football. We're not typically unique in that respect, but we are very capable, and especially with the atmosphere and everything else, it's going to be like, it is a game we can win. I am biased, but I think, again, it's justified.
No, it is. I was just looking at what Georgie said then, regarding Real Madrid on that strong historically in the group stages. I'm just thinking back to, like, was it Shakhtar last year or was it Sheriff last year? One of the two. Yeah, like...
Sheriff Tiraspol.
I don't know if you could hear that through the microphone, but there's a massive thunderstorm.
Is that what it is? I thought somebody fell through your ceiling.
That is so loud.
That is loud.
I've got the blinds are closed. I can't actually see it, but wow, that is incredibly loud.
That's proper thunder.
Yeah, that was wild. But like going back to the Real Madrid thing, like, so for whatever reason, they always start pretty slow. And if Celtic can sort of gain on top of the momentum that they've just sort of got from like the weekend and stuff against Rangers, and there's no reason why, if I can just see Celtic scoring early for whatever reason. Whether that means they win the game, I don't know, but I just have a funny feeling Real Madrid get some sort of wake up call and sort of need to get into like 5th or 6th gear in that sense to beat you, because I do think you're set up really well and you can be dangerous in places. But like you said, if you give Real Madrid that just half a chance, a Benzema half a chance, sometimes it's just Junior, it's just lights out, isn't it? And you just got to really, really just try and stop those situations from happening as best you can. But easier said than done, obviously.
I think Valverde will probably start as well in the front three. We've seen them do that a few times, and he'll just press us because I think that's what'll happen. But in saying that, that Rodrigo came out with he's trying to be a wido with some comments. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna." I can't remember what he said, but Rodrigo's made some sort of comment that he's going to run the show against us. So maybe he thinks he's starting. So
okay.
I don't know about.
I know he scored on the weekend. I was just going to say he scored on the weekend. I don't know whether that means he gets a nod for this midweek, but like you said, Valverde seems like the most obvious option. Just away from home, Champions League, first game. I just don't see how you wouldn't go Valverde. But who are we to sort of judge Ancelotti's decision?
Yeah, and as much as like Taylor's been quality, Juranovic looks quality. It was linked to like Atletico Madrid and Man United and whatever, and Carter Vickers and Everton. But what was I going to say about that? Sorry, I don't expect a clean sheet. And these guys haven't yet been tested against like Vinny Juniors and whatever, because last time we played like PSG or whatever, we thought we were doing pretty good under Brendan Rodgers, and PSG dicked us like 7-0. They absolutely humiliated us. So it's easy to get excited as a Celtic fan, and sometimes it is. I think I don't even think that kind of outcome is possible, to be honest with you. But you do always kind of need to give yourself a wee reality check and just remember, anything can happen. Like it could all just go tits up. It's not unimaginable, certainly, but I don't see it.
No, I don't. I think you'll be resolute. I think you'll definitely give a really good account of yourselves. But if you've just joined, Quinny will be going to the game tomorrow, lads.
I've got a ticket.
Real Madrid in the Champions League. So I'm uber jealous of that. I don't think I've ever been to a Champions League game, to be completely honest. Well, I've been to the Champions League final. I know that sounds stupid, but I've never been to it was in Cardiff. No. Like I come. Sorry. I didn't mean that.
You stuck in.
I was just thinking. I mean, Cardiff City are never going to get to the Champions League, so it's like I've never had chance really to like
have a home team,
see anything like that. And the closest English stadium to play in the Champions League is obviously London, and it just.
I went to Man City Sporting Lisbon last year. It was an actual crap game, and really? I am like quite openly a Man City fan, right? And I went to it 2 or 3 times last year, and honestly, like it is like the shittest place like to go and watch football. And I don't mind saying that, honestly. Champions League and everything, it was fucking horrid. Anyway, But those tickets were very easy to get and not that expensive, you know. So maybe if it's a better fixture, there'll be a better. They battered Sporting Lisbon in the first leg, you know, like 5-0 or something. So it was a done deal, you know. But it was just, there was no singing and all that, and even though
Really,
I think it was 0-0. I think I don't think I think the two that was it. I went to the Etihad twice last year, and it was 2 0-0s.
Yeah.
The other game was
Oh
Southampton.
my
What are the odds of that? You know,
that's unbelievable considering you're going to watch Man City play. Like that is ridiculous.
Exactly.
It,
you know,
yeah,
like, the odds, Man City with Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden just signed Grealish for 100 million. You know what I mean?
God.
And mate, Southampton at home, come on.
That's ridiculous. I think you are spoiled though, in terms of like, you know, you support a club and get to watch a club where like the fan base is so fanatical to where like anything's a come down, isn't it? Unfortunately, like there's nothing that's going to compare for you. One, because you support the club, but two, even like if I went to watch Celtic play, I would then think, well, this is the creme de la creme of, you know what I'm saying, like atmosphere, supporters, and passion in that sense. So like, yeah, unless you're going into like the South America, like we can't really compare with South American football and all that stuff because it's not really native to us in that sense. But you know, in terms of British football, I don't think anything really compares, does it?
Yeah.
What are we looking at in the?
That's the only game that I know that's happening this week in the Champions League. I couldn't tell you who else is playing who. I've literally no idea. I've not looked.
Luckily enough, I do have some fixtures for us.
I said this before we came on, right?
Yeah.
I think I can definitely make one team that will win this week, like win something really good, right? You have been notably, amongst a few others, quite successful in the midweeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we go through the fixtures, when we look at the prize pools, I want you to tell me if you could pick one team to be your best team, what one you would pick. That's what I want to know, your answer.
Like after you've picked them, or like
no. Once you've seen the fixtures and once you've seen the prize pools.
Got you. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
You can help me with that.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, I'll just get the fixtures up on screen now for us. So I've just clicked into All-Star Rare Pro. And yeah, we're just going to have a little scroll down. I guess, should we do it on Play Sharper? I know that's like a bit of a curveball, but...
Sure. Yeah, let's do it, man.
Because we could do it this way to where...
Ooh.
I mean, we don't have to look... So you don't have to look at every single fixture. Well, we could just glance into everyone. So first up, what's this? So Champions League, Dynamo Zagreb versus Chelsea. Obviously Chelsea massive favourite, even though they're away from home.
Yep.
I mean,
the thing with Dynamo Zagreb, right, and anyone who's paid attention to the Champions League over the last 15 years will know this. If Zagreb ever get to the groups, they always finish on like 1 point. They never do well in the group stages of the Champions League ever. So as much as we all think that they're bosses and like, oh yeah, they could do all right in the group stages. They've got Petkovic and this guy. And there's every chance they come out with 1 point in this group. That's very likely, you know. So
very, very likely.
Play Zagreb, if you want.
Well, no, I'm just thinking then because earlier on it was actually weird. They didn't have a player in this position, if that makes sense. Like there was no option. And I own a Wesley Fofana card, so I'm very happy to see that he's down to play. But I'm sure I saw on Twitter that Thiago Silva isn't even flying. So I don't know how gospel you should read into this. I'm not saying the Play Sharper is lying, but all I'm saying is I'm pretty sure I saw that Thiago Silva isn't flying. So yeah, interesting one. Do your own research and stuff.
Cross-reference everything.
Yeah, don't just go off one sort of source, you know, because as we all know, you know, nobody knows effectively, you know, like nobody knows for sure what is going to happen in terms of who's going to play.
Look at that.
Okay, what we got here? BVB versus, is that Copenhagen?
Yeah, Copenhagen.
Yeah, Copenhagen. Okay, it's a very strong team.
Yeah, if they play that team, it could be a cricket score.
Yeah, I think the odds should be even worse than that. As in, like, I think it should be like 1 to 10. Not like, I know that's decimal, but this could be a crazy score, to be honest. But then we do have a few. Oh, Matt Ryan's in goals. Okay.
He'll be busy.
Cornelius up front, just gone back to his hometown club, Victor Claesson. They've got some okay players. I'm not going to say they're BVB standard, but
they could have a good show themselves.
What'd you say, sorry?
They could probably have a good show themselves, you know?
I think they could, yeah. You just never know with Dortmund, do you? They're just so hot and cold. They really are. Okay, and then obviously the big one.
What do they think the Celtic team? That's the team. That's exactly the Real Madrid team I expect it to be.
So we got Modric, Tchouaméni, Kroos. Okay, yeah, I can't disagree with any of these really.
And
Rudiger.
then I think half-time Kroos for Camavinga. Half-time. That's what we've seen in the Champions League last year in the in the run up to the final. And I think, or Camavinga always come on for Kroos anyway towards the end. So I think
Yeah.
maybe at
And that makes
half-time
sense.
if we're doing well. So Camavinga, if you have one, you fancy Real Madrid, but
They don't have the Celtic team, Quinny. What is going on?
they're waiting to hear from me. That's what it is.
Tell him to show you the Reddies.
Right, do you want to hear my Celtic team then?
Go on then.
All right, Joe Hart in goals. He's all taking note. Josip Juranovic at right back. Cameron Carter-Vickers and Moritz Jens at centre back. Taylor at left back. Midfield picks itself. I think now I'm totally up for being wrong on the midfield because the rumor is Ange might have a plan B for Europe. Not necessarily a plan B, but like a plan A.1 kind of thing. So maybe the midfield just acts a bit different, but it's the same people. So I'm expecting it to be McGregor, O'Reilly, and Hatate. And then the front three, Kyogo's back in training today. Abada, like you can't drop Abada, I don't think at this point. So I think it goes Abada, Kyogo, Jota from the start again. But I think there's every chance Maeda can come in for this game over Abada. But I don't think it will happen. I think the manager will keep with Abada. But as I look at that Real Madrid team, like, yeah, I think he'll stick with Abada probably.
You do you?
Yeah, I think Abada could start. And it's a real problem for me because I've got Maeda, I've got Giakoumakis. I think all these guys will always feature and I'm always going to have to find a team for them. But my problem can be prioritising. So, and like, for example, that's why I was saying to you, I want to know what you think the number one division to go for is because my guys can all be played kind of anywhere-ish. A lot of my good guys with good fixtures. So if I'm going to pick one team to go, this is the one I want to win, then there's only some guys that I think are guaranteed to play.
Yeah, I got you. And like you said, that'll definitely have to I'll do that by looking at the prize pool, I guess. But that makes sense. Yeah. What's this now? Kerry Harrison, what's your view on Cornelius since he had that short spell at Cardiff? Well, he was shocking at Cardiff, if I remember rightly. I think we bought him when. What'd you say?
Big money, big rep at the time.
Malky it was. It was Malky. It was when we were in the Prem for the first year. He was young though, to be fair. Cornelius was so it was big money, but coming into that Prem team, we weren't a great team. And then for a 19, 20-year-old striker to come in and start banging goals left, right, and center weren't realistic, I don't think. So, yeah. And at the time, Malky was doing dodgy dealings and getting money off agents and stuff, all sorts of going on. So, but ever since then, he's sort of scored goals now and again, hasn't he? In spells, in Italy and obviously now he's in Denmark. I don't know. He has done okay, I would say, since Cardiff. But yeah, at Cardiff, he was shocking, to be fair.
Not good enough for the Championship, but good enough to play in Turkey. And good enough to play in Denmark. Funny that, eh? D2.
Weird, isn't it?
Standard and
all. Right, what do you think here? Salzburg, AC Milan.
Very interesting game. Salzburg are so powerful at home. They're like the way Celtic used to be at home. Hopefully will become again. But Salzburg last year, they had a group of death. They had Dortmund and I can't remember everyone, but they Seville. It was a really tough group, and they won every game at home. And I think they won the group. Maybe if that memory, I can't remember, but they were fantastic at home in every fixture anyway. And this game at home, AC Milan. If you look at the expected team, there's not many Champions League veteran type players in this team. That whole take out even Giroud. If you're going to say Giroud's experience in Champions League, okay, fair enough. That's a bit of a stretch in most people's views, I would imagine. And the rest of that team there, I've maybe played one season of Champions League last year by Milan. I think they were in it. Otherwise, not much. So Salzburg actually have more experience at this level than that 11. But that 11 is quality. Mike Mignon, Tamori, Tio Hernandez, Tonali, Rafael Leao. I actually think De Ketelaere should be playing in this team over Salamakers, but
I'd probably agree with you there, to be fair.
So it's it's one of those ones where I think Salzburg should be the favourites, but Milan do have real quality. So
it's a tough one. I get why they're favourites, Milan. They obviously their name holds weight, and obviously they won the league last year. They're obviously a very, very good team. But like you said, Salzburg are no mugs at home.
Yeah.
So that will be a very interesting tie. If I have Salzburg players, I think their defense might do okay. Maybe, playing against Leao, like they're gonna be up against it for the most part in terms of having to, win duels and compete and stuff. So, but do I fancy Salzburg to score many goals against Mike Mignon? I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't bet on it, to be completely honest. But then I wouldn't necessarily bet against it. So, tough one to sort of judge. Benfica up next against, is this Maccabi? Yeah, Haifa.
Haifa.
Haifa, yeah.
Haifa.
Haifa, yeah. Yeah. Well, the Israeli team?
Yeah, the Israeli team in the Champions League. I don't remember the last time this happened, if it has ever happened.
Yeah, I remember.
Benfica have to be strong favourites, but the thing about Israeli teams is they do just attack. Like we've played, we've been Celtic, sorry, but like Celtic have played a bunch of Israeli teams in qualifications, like Hapoel Beersheva, Maccabi Haifa, and probably one of the others, Ashdod or whatever, I don't know, over the years, and like they are always kind of game for attacking. So like Benfica shouldn't take them lightly. I don't think it's I think Benfica, like, if you've got Benfica cards, are probably going to do pretty well, to be honest. But Maccabi Haifa could score a couple of goals. They could be quite dangerous.
100%. Well, to be fair, I watch a lot of Benfica recently just because I have a Florentino and an Enzo, and I'm obviously interested in their results. And they've got this Antonio Silva guy who's a very young centre back, basically, because Morato, their other centre back, is out for like 4 to 6 weeks. So, you could say that John Brooks has come in. Yeah, so they obviously, whoever did this lineup doesn't think that he comes straight in, but yeah, I expect him to start playing maybe after the Champions League, maybe next week. In the league, but yeah, it's a very strong team. Like I'd be shocked if this Benfica team doesn't score a couple with Yanez, Goncalo Ramos, João Mario's been on fire recently as well. But like you said,
that front four could probably all get decisive.
Very easily.
It could be 4-2 or something, 4-1. Like it could be one of those games. Is kind of what I'm thinking.
100%. Georgie just said the last time it happened was 2015. Quinny, Israeli team in the Champions League, and he made the lineup.
That's it.
Cool. So yeah, I will be deploying my Benfica cards for sure, and you probably should be doing the same if I have to give any sort of obvious advice there. Sevilla Man City.
I wouldn't be touching this if you've got any Sevilla cards.
I've got a Tanguy Kouassi super rare, and I don't want to touch him, to be completely honest.
Well, he could score okay if you don't concede 3 goals, but
he's going to end up conceding 10, probably, isn't he? If we're being honest. Like with Haaland, do you think Haaland starts?
If they start Haaland and De Bruyne, like who knows what's going to happen? Like that's.
Look at that! They got Sergio Gomez in.
That could be fun.
That could be fun.
Really attacking, and then Foden and then Bernardo tucking in fullbacks.
You know why? I think Kyle Walker and Stone, not John Stone. Sorry, Kyle Walker's not traveling.
Sure, so they need that pace.
Yeah, so obviously they'll bring Cancelo over to the right and then Gomez on the left. Okay, that'd be interesting. That would be interesting.
Have you got Sergio Gomez?
I don't. I did, to be fair. I sold him. I'll be honest. I sold him into the news. Like, I don't know. I just didn't want to. I could see that these things would happen, i.e. he would get certain games, but having to judge that, maybe it's a bit easier this time around because there's no Kyle Walker, but let's say Kyle Walker was fit. I don't think Sergio Gomez plays personally. So it's just like, am I wasting? I think I sold him for like 0.58 in the end, bought him for like 0.8. So I lost on him, but he did me well enough. I think I won under 23 Rare Pro with him in December. So, I've got my money's worth out of him. But yeah, I think he'll be a great player. It's just, he's just up against so much quality, isn't he? It's so tough to get game time at Man City.
Agreed.
But yeah, heavy favourites, Man City, and obviously makes a lot of sense why they are. Sevilla haven't been. I watched Sevilla against Almira. Yeah, and that Sadiq, or he just moved to Sociedad.
Yeah,
the striker. Absolutely. Oh my god, he was frightening. Yeah. I think he scored 1 or 2 on the night. It must have been the first game of the season or maybe the second. And then obviously they played Barcelona on the weekend. I didn't watch all that game. But yeah, Sevilla haven't started great, if I'm being completely honest. So I see a pump in there by Man City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that El Nasseri's just come back maybe or something. I don't know. They need goals, and they sort of need them fast as well. Yeah, you've got a few players in this game,
Yeah.
haven't you, Quinny? I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'll probably be playing Henrik's Limer. I just got a Limer, and I'll probably be playing Guardiola as well somewhere.
Yeah. Surprised they got Guardiola that low. I don't think he's an injury risk
He's
as
just
any
coming back
sort.
from injury, and Hausenberg's also kind
Yeah.
of 50-50.
Okay. Well,
But
they're massive
I think,
favourites, obviously playing. Oh, we can't see the Shakhtar team.
yeah, I think Shakhtar are on their knees, like team-wise, to be honest with you. So I
Really?
think Leipzig probably should pump them. But as I said, Trubin is one of my only goalkeepers this week. So I
Yeah.
think the best score I can hope from him is like 45 with a bunch of saves or something, and maybe it's only 2-0, or if it stops at 3, maybe they don't go on and get battered 5 or something.
Yeah.
Because obviously any offensive stuff for Shakhtar does nothing for your goalkeeper, so I couldn't give a fuck how many goals they score. Ideally, they don't score any,
100%.
So
I think if you have an Nkuku, then you better play that fella.
yeah, great game for Nkunku. I think it's a great game for Limer as well. So I think he's going to be the way he does play anyway. He can go and get like 3 assists.
He's everywhere, isn't he? Yeah, he's everywhere.
And get about 8 tackles or something. So hoping Limer's
David
a bastard.
Raum,
I've
I
not
wouldn't be
got one of
surprised
him,
if he gets
but
I
he
bet you he gets very close to 100. If they get a clean sheet, I'd be shocked if he doesn't absolutely eat on like attempted assists, penalty area entrance and all that sort of jazz.
Look at that left-hand side, by the way. Guardiola, Rom, and Nkunku. That's just filth.
Yeah, that's frightening. All the best who are playing on the right side for Shakhtar. Okay, PSG, Juventus. Look at the odds on that. I know PSG are PSG, but Jesus, that's ridiculous. 1.34.
Juve are kind of shit in midfield, but
they are. Yeah, I guess they are. But Jesus, that's ridiculous. I can't remember the last time a PSG Juventus game was that sort of,
look at the defense
crazy
as well.
in
But,
terms of odds.
Bremer, who's quality, right? But he's just coming from Torino. De Siglio, Danilo, and at right back, Bonucci, Perrin, and in the midfield, like Paredes is highly rated. Locatelli, everyone loves, right? And Rabiot, no one understands. But I don't see that midfield.
Come in, I guess.
I don't see that midfield doing. As McKennie, if McKennie's fit, maybe he plays because he can actually tackle and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah,
it's not the Juventus team of old, is it, Quinny?
At home, look at that front three. Look at that PSG team from front to back, man. Like that is like a fake ass team.
Yeah, it's frightening, isn't it? It's absolutely frightening.
Especially with Vitor Ferreira, Renato Sanchez. That's the 2 options in midfield. And what about Verratti? He's nailed, isn't he, for big games like this, I suppose.
Yeah. If he's fit. 100%.
It should be a great game to watch. I won't be able to see it live, unfortunately. But yeah, so I think like Juventus, as we've all known, really since Buffon left the first time for PSG, they've not really solved their goalkeeper problem. Szczesny, no one has been convinced by. Perrin, everyone kind of wants to get a chance, and he's obviously getting a chance, out of mercy, because it's you can't keep playing Szczesny. This is just cruelty to football. So Perrin is now in. Perrin's good, but.
Yeah.
Playing Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, you know what I mean? And I think I might be wrong, right? But I think as far as goalkeepers go, I think this Perrin is on the short side of the goalkeeper scale,
Yeah,
it doesn't help when you're going to be facing shots from all angles and directions.
No, not at all for 90 minutes straight as well, probably. Not a fun night ahead for the Juventus goalie. Ajax Rangers.
Ajax are going to dominate Rangers in this game.
You think?
Oh yeah, Rangers are honestly. See, not being a dick or anything, right? Really sorry.
No.
A lot of Rangers fans watch the stuff and whatever, right? But I was making that video, and I ended up putting it in some of the tweets and stuff like that. But I was listening to them, like, man, we are actually just bullying them at this point. Like it was 4-0, and obviously, the next 30% of my footage was us just singing, look on the bright side of life. It's too fucking easy. Rangers are so fucking shit. For the last half an hour of the match. Ajax are super confident. They will get on the ball and they know how to win at this level. They've got quality all over that team. Bergwijn, Berghuis, Brobbey, Tadic. It's going to be a great game for Ajax cards, I think. With Rangers, man, the random thing could happen. Rangers could win this game 1-0 and fuck everyone who has an Ajax card. That could happen. But because that's just the way it kind of goes sometimes with Rangers.
Yeah.
But I just can't honestly, like the result we had at the weekend was just so emphatic from start to finish. Like, and again, if anyone who watches that video, if you're watching the bits where it's actual football, the actual football bits that I put in the video, we are literally just passing the ball all around them, and like the whole crowd is just singing. It's just honestly,
magical
training session, man. Absolutely.
I just realised that obviously Calvin Bassey had moved from Rangers to Ajax. Will he get a goal? I always have a weird, like me and my friends, I don't bet anymore, but like my friends love betting on like first goal scorers and stuff. And like my friends have like a little voodoo thing where like ex-club situation.
Yep.
And could a Calvin Bassey goal?
Again, Bassey will score extremely high, right? Bassey, at least once in this match, is going to do like one of those centre-back runs because he knows all those players. He's trained with them all. You know, he's just at some point with his big Ajax kit on, just run by them all and run into the box, and maybe he passes to somebody, maybe he shoots, maybe it goes out for a goal kick. You know, maybe
he gets an assist.
But, you know, like he will be right up for it. You know, because Rangers love him and all that, but he'll be there and he'll be. He had a good game at the weekend by all accounts. Him and Timber, apparently, like their scores at the weekend were really good, I think. So he'll be going in there feeling like $1 million, you know, record signing 100%. For Ajax and blah, blah, blah.
100%, mate.
This is a dodgy Wednesday night. I wouldn't want anything to do with it. I wouldn't want anything to do with this match. If you have any cards, I would.
Frankfurt Sporting, this doesn't sound great, does it?
Oh, it's so dodgy, man. This could be 0-0 or 3-3 or like, you know, I don't know. If you're really passionate about something in this match, fair enough, fair play to you. But me looking at this, I'm like, I wouldn't want anything to do with that.
No, it's just too unpredictable. You cannot. There's just no way of understanding what could happen in this game.
German team
could score a hat trick. It just like anything could happen in this game. Kamada gets 3 assists. Like something stupid's bound to happen. St. Justice probably gets sent off. Like I don't know. I just wouldn't.
Terrible either, you know. Sport.
No, they're not. Definitely not. No. So Marcus Edwards, Trincao, Goncalves, they've got some good players. They can score goals 100%. But like you said, away in Germany. I don't know if I fancy that.
Frankfurt haven't been reliable either. Is also part of this, you know. So it's true. Like, I just wouldn't want to think about it if you can.
100%. Napoli, Liverpool.
This is super interesting. I think this one, you know, because Napoli. I'm pretty sure I've started the season pretty well, you know.
I think they have.
And, you know, let me just go and back that up because that's definitely, when I was looking at this, I actually fancy Liverpool to do okay. I've got a Robertson. I don't think I want to be like prioritising them as such. Because I think Napoli are, especially at the San Paolo, are definitely capable of, I think they may be actually renamed at the Maradona Stadium. So I'm sorry if I've misnamed the stadium there. But they're in good form. Now they're not conceding that much. I don't expect Liverpool to score many goals. I think was kind of my main thing, and I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet. So subsequently, I don't think that's a good game for my Robertson card, which was my kind of sentiment on the match. That's the only involvement I've got personally. But I think I don't think Liverpool are going to run riot in this game in terms of goals or anything. I think Napoli defense cards will probably score quite well. And equally, again, like I don't see Napoli scoring that many, you know.
Not really, no. If I had to guess,
so it's one of those games that the one card I've got involved, I won't be using it probably in a priority team, but it still could do well. I could be completely wrong, you know.
100%. The thing is with Robbo right now, I'm just worried about like is like DA output. To be completely honest, like I'm saying from a if I was to play him or like to prioritize him, I just. Especially away in Napoli, like I wouldn't be touching that personally in terms of like, you know, prioritizing like you literally just said. But Liverpool in a weird little situation right now. Okay, Barcelona against Victoria Pilsen. Home.
Ferran Torres is expected to start. I've seen that information come out earlier today.
And it's making me angry, Quinny, because I have a fatty.
Fatty's on the other side of this picture.
He is, but I've not seen anywhere on the tweets. Everything has pointed to Christensen, De Jong, and Ferran to start. I've not seen anything to suggest the Fatty's going to start. I know this is sort of telling me otherwise. I don't think Fatty's going to start. I'm probably forced to still play him though because I just don't have that many options. But I wouldn't bet my house on Fatty starting. I would, on the other hand, sort of trust what's been said in the news in terms of Ferran. I think Ferran's going to start. I don't know about Kesse. I know De Jong's going to start. in terms of like, I don't know, but from what I've heard, Christensen looks like he's set to start. Eric Garcia came off the bench with a bit of an injury on the weekend after his first goal for Barcelona.
Hey.
As soon as I sell him, he scores a goal. It's just typical.
I was just about to say, if you still got him, but you've sold him.
He sold on the Sunday, like market sell. So, but yeah, it is what it is. Kunde is I think he's doing the press conference, so he'll definitely be in. Alba's back in apparently, and then Sergio Roberto at right back, which is interesting.
Yeah, Des has just left for AC Milan.
He has. That's true. I see this. I see this being a bit of a cricket score, to be honest.
Yeah, I do too.
But to be fair, I did see a tweet to say
Lewandowski is going to score 5 goals. Lewandowski scores 5 goals in games like this, like
he's going to be relentless, isn't he? The thing is, Georgie just said, Fatty can get decisive off the bench. 100%, I agree with you, Georgie. I'm not worried about him not really starting, especially in a game like this. But I did see a tweet to say that the Pilsen have not lost a game or something all season. I know they might be not playing in the best league in the world, but apparently they've been as good as they sort of can be. I know it's Barcelona, so
it's a group of death they've got, but as well, it's not just Barca.
I know it's unfortunate, isn't it? Everyone. It is unfortunate. Club Brugge by a Leverkusen.
I think it's a great game to watch. I've got no idea what the outcome's going to be.
5-5.
Well, yeah, it's not expected to start. I find that interesting. Can you click behind that Stella guy, or is it somebody else?
Oh, okay. So they're saying he could play in either sort of position. Yeah, what's happening with Boyata then?
He's just signed. I don't know. Surely he can get the start. They made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
But that's guy, I think he has been playing okay, to be fair to him.
He's pretty young. I think he's like 19, 20, to be fair to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, he has been playing well. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go, to be honest. They just signed Yaremchuk back, or back in that league. And he scored, didn't he, on his debut, I think, on the weekend?
This is probably a good game for I think that front four is probably going to have a good game.
Skov, Jutla, yeah.
Whoever starts, but 100%. Yeah, Vanaken and Skov, that they could have a great game in a match like this, because Celtic played Leverkusen quite recently, as I mentioned, and it's basically the same team. They don't have Wirtz, obviously. And I think Asmund is the only difference otherwise up front, which doesn't even look like he'll be playing. And this team, it'll be a good game for Bruges in attack. I think they can get goals against Leverkusen. And I don't think, I think without Wirtz, that attack is not Champions League level.
No, probably not. And Patrick Schick hasn't been the Patrick Schick of last year yet.
But they've got Callum Hudson-Odoi in at left wing back. So, if he's actually...
Is that going to happen?
If this is actually some sort of error,
well, he came off the bench and got an assist on the weekend. I know that doesn't mean anything really, but it depends. If they play a 5, I don't know. It could work, but it doesn't.
That feels so weird. I suppose look at that back three, but Ta, Odilon, and Tapsoba. That's amazing. So maybe it's more I suppose. Let's see, man. Hudson-Odoi could do great in a game like this, because again, I really think Hudson-Odoi at Leverkusen could do what me and you, Harry, see when you close your eyes and you think about, if I said the 2 words, numbers, Sancho, Dortmund, see the kind of warm feeling you get in your body, those kind of
You'd hope so anyway. Yeah, on paper,
Hudson-Odoi could do that shit, in the Bundesliga, assisting goals and all that.
With his pace, there's no excuse not to, is there? Sancho's fast, but Odoi's lightning fast. Where Sancho's a bit more technical, Odoi sort of makes up with it with his pace, which sometimes get you in better positions and can get you more, in more deadlier positions as well. So yeah, like you said, I completely agree with you. I think he will.
He could be great, but
he could be great. Yeah, true. Until he comes out. But yeah, Palacios Andrich is a nice little holding situation, and then Demirbay in the 10. I like it. I think there's goals in that team. But yeah, I don't think there's any clean sheets there, if I'm completely honest, if I had to guess. Okay, and then we move down to Inter Bayern.
Tough game, man. When it's this Wednesday, this will probably be the game of the night.
Yeah.
Barella, Brozovic, Hakan, Gosens, no Lukaku. So Dzeko will play against Martinez. Wow. So big loss for them. They've just lost Skriniar as well. He went to PSG in the end, didn't he? Am I imagining things?
No, I think he left.
He stayed. Why did I think PSG? I must be tripping. Maybe it fell through or something.
I think it did. Yeah, towards the end, mate. You are right.
I don't know why, but yeah. So it's a solid back three all the same. Then I've seen Stefan Dalmat came out this week on Twitter. I don't know when remember Stefan Dalmat. He's a former France international. He used to play for Spurs and Inter Milan, and maybe I think he played for Real Madrid and West Ham as well. kind of went everywhere as one of those guys, quite talented.
Yeah.
And he was saying they should. He's like, I love Handanovic, but Inter have to start playing Onana. So Handanovic sounds like he's on a shaky nail. Maybe there's a bit of pressure coming towards him. So
I've
maybe
actually heard those rumors as well, to be fair. Somebody in one of my WhatsApp groups today mentioned that, apparently the Inter fans are just crying out for Handanovic to get the sack. So, yeah, maybe there's an Onana pending situation. But, yeah, Bayern, I mean,
wow.
I don't know what to say about Upamecano after the weekend's little spillage.
That was funny.
I know, but then playing two left-footers, there's no way they play two left-footed centre halves. They got three left-footed players in the back four there.
It's Bayern, man.
It is
Like, they don't care. They
Mm.
really don't care. Like, they play like Mane and Coman and Gnabry, maybe Sané as well. Definitely Muller.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, they just play whoever they want. You know, they're just all really good at football. That's what Bayern is. Like, they're all just amazing at football. Like, Pavard doesn't play for any other team at right back. Like, if he leaves Bayern, no one else is playing Pavard at right back. You know, like, it's just probably not happening. But Bayern, they'll play him there, and they'll play Kimmich in centre mid, you know, because they can.
As long as Kimmich is on the field, Bayern can do whatever they want. Kind of. It's kind of how that's going to work out. Do I think it's a walk in the park, though? Definitely not.
At the San Siro, it'll be a tough one. It'll be a tough game for Bayern.
It'll be a tough game. If they play five at the back as well as this is projected, then it won't be, or three, whatever you want to look at it. That won't be an easy night. And Bayern have been, I think they drew on the weekend, didn't they, to Union? No, it was. I think it was Union on the weekend. Yeah, it was Union on the weekend. Gladbach won away to somebody, but they haven't had. I don't know. They've just been a little bit shaky. I thought Tottenham, Marseille. Where is the other centre midfielder?
Undecided.
They're 1-2, so they're definitely odds on. I think Kulu gets the nod over like Richarlison.
I think, I think whatever Conte decides to do, I think Tottenham could be very good in this game. Like, Marseille are quite well built, but like, I think Conte knows how to win these kind of games, and he'll be telling guys like Kane, Son, Kulusevski, you know, like, kind of similar to, you know, what we see from a lot of attacking front foot teams now, is go early, go hard, like, you know, go get a goal quickly, control the tie. In their own stadium as well. It's a beautiful stadium by all accounts. I'm sure it'll be pretty much sold out. So I think it'll probably be a good game if you have any of these Tottenham cards knocking about. But equally, when I look at that back three, like in the Champions League night, and I know Tudor, the Marseille manager, he'll be telling his team to attack as well and just go for it. And guys like Payet, that Luis Suarez, and, you know, a few of these other guys, they're actually all, again, quite good football players, you know, so they should do pretty well as well. Alexis Sanchez is in the squad as well, and I think there's somebody else knocking about with a bit of talent, you know, Cengiz Under and Amin Harit, and Jonathan Klaus was wanted by Man United, and a few others went to Marseille. So,
I didn't realise he's a wicked little right back. He was at Lens, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was after him. Went to Marseille.
Wow, what a signing that is! Jesus.
Yep.
That's big, that is,
Chancellor Mbemba's done great at centre-back as well since moving in from Porto. So,
like,
they're not a total write-off, Marseille, but I do think Tottenham will just have too much quality. Like, I think that strike force will just, like, if you have a Kulusevski or if Emerson's going to play, like, I don't know if anyone has an Emerson card. And I think they would, and whoever else the other midfielder is, I don't even know who that could be. I don't watch Tottenham enough. But
it would be either Basuma or...
no card.
What's the Bentancur? Bentancur got a card, I think.
Yeah, if he's fit, Bentancur.
He started on the weekend. I don't know whether that means he starts midweek. But
Sanchez suspended, so if there's a defender that comes in, it's got a card, maybe.
Okay, look out for that. We're nearly at the end of this. We are at the end. Last game.
Garbage, no!
Garbage is in 90%.
I seen it confirmed just before we came on, but All Black is definitely missing this game, which is a bummer. But
Axel Witsel at the centre of the centre halves.
Witzel's been quality, by the way, for a
He has, haven't he?
He has.
Thing is, he's at the age now where, like, does he want to be playing centre mid? Probably not. Like,
but he can in this team. Like,
he probably can, but you need to do a lot of running for this manager. And I'm not saying he can't do it, but I just think his body's more suited to playing centre back now. And he's always been good on the ball, so that's never in doubt. But you know what I'm saying? It's just safer probably to stick him in there. And his leadership as well, 100%, I think is a clever move actually from Simeone. I like that a lot.
Yeah, strong team. I'll be playing my Marcos Llorente from this, I think. I think if you're
Yeah, I
playing
like that.
Felix being a Benfica kid, he's going to be up for this, man.
True. Nice thinking. Yeah.
So I think this will be a good night for Athletic. It might be 2-0, 3-0 or something, 3-1 maybe, so it's not all black and goals, but I expect this to be a good victory for Athletic.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be tight. I don't think it'll be a walk in the park. It depends. If Atleti score early, then I fear for Porto. But if they can keep it tight, like at half time, then I think that they're in with a chance of nicking something, whether that's a draw. I don't think they'll win the game at all. But I don't think it'll be a walk in the park because we know how renowned Atleti are for not scoring that many goals. But if they score early, sometimes they just get on a roll and they'll end up blitzing a team 3-0, like you said, and it's lights out. But yeah, as a Diego Costa owner, I am a little bit suspicious of.
I don't think you're going to clean sheet in this one, mate.
No, definitely not. Definitely not thinking.
Maybe a penalty save.
Yeah, just being busy, maybe. I don't know, maybe. But to be fair,
one of those games will be dirty. You know what I mean? There'll be tackles. Oh yeah, and there'll be 100%. Cards and
there'll be everything.
Yeah.
Pepe could get sent off. I could just put it that way. He very well could get sent off, and that's just not out of the realm at all. But yeah, Porto lost the game before last 3-1. It was against like Rio Ave or something. It was a really bad result, and they ended up making a few changes on the weekend where Costa got his clean sheet for me. But like my boy, I've got a João Mario card who didn't start. You had Evan Nielsen didn't start either on the weekend. So I don't know whether it was like a rotation thing. I thought I read into it more like, you just lost 3-1, like you're getting benched basically. And then they obviously won on the weekend. And I think Pepe, this fella, played right back, which was interesting, who's normally more of an attacking player. So I don't know, like I'm scared to be using my João Mario is basically what I'm getting at in that situation. But yeah, Taremi's probably definitely a definite. Otavio, get them in. But yeah, do I think there's a clean sheet there for them? Probably not. Okay, we won't actually go into every single one of these Conference and Europa games because it would be there all night. But just a few
potentially OP ones, like if we think
notable mentions. Anderlecht with Anderlecht Silkeborg.
I don't know how that's going to go. Like Anderlecht, like with Fabio Silva and Esposito and all those kind of guys, are they all expected to play? Rafalov, Versharin, Amuzu. Like, they could score a good couple of goals, against Silkeborg.
Tongan at the back now.
Potentially.
What else do we have in this Conference League? Fiorentina, that could be a walk in the park.
Yeah. Don't think of getting cards for them.
I know
a couple.
Dodo's been doing really well actually for Fiorentina. Just look at the odds. They're 20-1. Jesus.
Wow. Fair enough.
That's unbelievable. I think there was a few other. Obviously, we've got Hearts playing Istanbul, Nice, Cologne, Villarreal, Lech Poznan. That could be probably a walk in the park ish.
Yeah, like 1 or 2-0 probably. Like Unai Emery teams don't tend to score lots of goals typically.
Not really, no.
Poznan shouldn't be much of a threat to Villarreal, you would think.
Yeah, you'd like to think.
Dominant match, lots of passes and such,
There was another game I saw. Oh, yeah, the AZ game. Well, I'm West Ham, I guess, but AZ, this could be a walk in the park-ish. I know it's away from home, but I don't even know where SK didn't. Is it?
Probably will be because Shakhtar are playing in neutral territory. They're both from Ukraine.
Okay. Got you. Okay.
Probably.
This could be a big scoring game for the AZ boys.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, and I'm happy to say that because I do have a Jens Odegaard, who's scored 2 and 2, to be fair to him. Any other crazy ones? Mold Ghent, probably not. Basel at home and Sivasspor, so nothing crazy there. And then Europa, Union, USG, that could be goals. But Union are really good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Really good this year.
Yeah, German teams at home are always they can always do anything to them, in my point of view.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be playing them.
PSV have not got an easy game either. Bodo, they did really well last year. Fenerbahce
did they?
Will be hard.
Okay.
Yeah, Bodo got to like the quarter. It was Roma that knocked him out, I think, in the end. But they
I remember that.
They put Celtic out. Like they did really good.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Sangar,
okay, PSV. And then what about this? Let's see here. Larnaca Stade Rennes.
That's probably a good game for Rennes if Rennes players turn up, because they've got much more quality. But
Aminguri,
Away in
most
Cyprus
recent
could be
signing.
dodgy. Yeah, I mean, Guiri's something else, man. What a team to sign for as well, you know.
I know, it's a little perfect move that is, isn't it?
You'd hope he'd go
Really
up a
nice
level,
move.
but it's a better team for him to be at his level, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, decent transfer.
100%. Roma Ludogorets. I don't know what you can really
No,
read into that.
I wouldn't touch that Bulgarian team at home. Like Roma will probably
Won't be
win, right?
fun, will
But
it?
if they don't get a win, it's no one will be surprised. Like Ludogorets,
100%.
Razgrad can get
Okay,
results.
Arsenal. I know there's not that many players, but I mean there's quite a few actually. I guess there's a little back two situation in Odegaard.
Lokonga,
You'd like to think
expected to
Lokonga
play.
as well. If played well actually on the weekend against United. Any other crazy ones? Nantes at home to Olympiacos, Freiburg, Qarabag, Lazio Feyenoord. That'll be a fiery game.
That'll be a great game to watch, man. That'll be great fan atmosphere at the Olympico Stadium with the Feyenoord fans visiting. A bit of Sarri ball, really strong midfield. Basic at the start over Milinkovic-Savic, so that's a rotation to watch out for if that happens. European and domestic.
Yeah, 100%. And then PSV Feyenoord, Quinton Timber, Kochu, Szymanski, Walamark, Doros, and Danilo. Yeah, full strength there. That'll be a tough game for Feyenoord. That won't be easy at all.
Yeah.
And then did I miss one at the bottom? United, Sociedad, and then Monaco. This could be a bit of a saying that maybe not.
Yeah, Red Star Belgrade are always dodgy, man. Like they'll have a good home atmosphere. Their team isn't probably up to much, but like Monaco, as much as like their players are like this player and that, they've not ever been like in the last couple of years anyway, blistering, in Europe.
No,
especially,
definitely not. 100%.
So they could do it, but they've got the quality there. It's good to see Diatta starting.
Yeah.
Old Crepin.
Yeah. Big Crepin. Yeah, okay, interesting. Well, that probably concludes I know there's other games going on. There's one game in France, I think, which is, Lyon Laurent, Japanese game, Yokohama Shonen. And then we've got K-League games, but be careful with the K-League games.
For me, Harry, sorry.
Yeah, of course.
I've got a Yokohama midfielder I was thinking about. Won't be playing him now. That's fine. Joe
Fuji. Yeah. I've got my Tani Super Rare to do something with, but I don't know what to do. I probably won't.
He's not going to get a clean sheet, is he? So
no, definitely not. But yeah, watch out for the K-League games, guys. If you haven't heard, there might be. I think there's a tropical storm or something like tornado related.
Oh, good. I was staying right away for that. Then I hate.
Yeah, I saw something on Twitter. To be fair, lad. So yeah, if I've not explained that right, sorry, but just be wary of that. And then New York Cincy. I know Quinny's got a few players in this one.
Heber expected to start.
Heber expected to start. Andrade on the bench. Magno, Pereira, Rodriguez, Morales, Acevedo. Okay.
I'm expecting Andrade to start ahead of Heber. So that's interesting.
Okay. I tell you, he's been doing well. Matt Miazga, have you still got him?
It was no, I've not. But I had him for a while. Yeah. I had his 1 of 100 from his Anderlecht card. And then right after that, I think he played for Anderlecht much. He went somewhere else quite quickly. I forget where.
Yeah, he went to somewhere in Spain. Where did he go?
Alaves.
It was Deportivo, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they got relegated. But like for 5 games, he got like an L5 or 60 or something probably.
Yeah, he wasn't bad, was he?
He was all right for about a month.
Yeah, he literally was. I think there's Copa Libertadores. Yeah, there is Copa Libertadores. Flamengo. I know there's no
team for me.
Do we have River?
Oh no, River got knocked out, didn't they?
Have they got River out. Sarahfield and then Palmeiras at home. And then Mineiro are playing as well in the Brazilian Serie A. Okay, so that kind of concludes looking at the fixtures. Quinny, the next sort of thing we need to do is sort of decide what you're going to do in terms of prize pools. Do you want to do that on your screen? Or do you want me to? Yeah,
I go for that then. Right, sounds...
Okay, let me hide my screen.
I'll let you have a break, Harry.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Nah, I'm joking. Okay, let's do it.
So the first thing, so with the prize pools, right? How many OP teams we had there? I think a lot of them, like was like I don't know, PSG Juve was a big game, wasn't it? And
There was a couple. I'm just having a look now. There was a couple in the Champions League. The majority came in the conference. So you probably got Benfica. I'd say PSG. You could probably count Ajax. You definitely count Barca. There's 4. This is all in the Champions League, by the way. Yeah, probably 4. I would say 4 definite in the Champo.
58, yeah, and then across all those other ones, it was a
AZ maybe. AZ's in there. Other than that, though, I'd probably say 6 or 7 like smashes. Maybe probably 6 smashes. I would say.
Yeah. So I don't think I don't think any region stands out on that. But I'm looking at Challenger Europe Pros, 146 entrants for 20 cards.
That's not bad.
It's not bad if Celtic do well, or even some of my other guys that I don't have a night match. If I try and avoid that. But an All-Star Rare Pro, we're up to almost 1,000 entrants for 58 cards. So I don't know if that's much more appealing. Champ Europe,
the thing is with the Challenger situation, it's like, okay, well, how many of those teams let's say out of those 6 teams that we said are smashers, how many of those are Challenger teams, basically, is what you got to look at, right?
Yeah.
And AZ's the first one that comes to my mind, but other than that, is there much smashing going on? Benfica, to be fair, yeah. That's the issue. Like, if you've not got your Benficas or your AZ cards, do you bother playing Challenge? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Benfica will dominate Challenger if I had to guess. And I then think there's probably more variance in the sort of the globals, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Would be my little little viewpoint on it.
I think Challenger's maybe the best place to go. Because as I'm scrolling through this now, like a lot of the good fixtures in here that I'm looking at, like not all of them are Challenger teams necessarily. Like some of them are like champion teams or whatever.
Yeah.
I think AZ, Benfica definitely score goals. Salzburg could do all right, but they're not going to batter Milan, Equally, Celtic could do all right, but we're not going to batter Real Madrid, etc. So I actually think Challenger might be a good spot. Again, Bruges might do okay, but
maybe, yeah.
They're not going to dominate anyone. Yes, I think I might go Challenger. I think that's it. 'Cause then I can run away from any random occurrences, like kind of throughout maybe some of these other things. So I wonder what would that. So I've only got a couple of goalkeepers available. Joe Hart would need to be my guy, and then Jens is going to play. He could score all right. It's just about how many goals we concede. I'm trying to avoid Celtic defences and obviously Boyata. So my only option would need to be, if I go into Challenger, a Celtic defence, which is probably not something I want. I want to try and avoid that if I can. So
yeah, show me the other options first.
So under 23, what do we think? Who'll do better, Trubin or Tanny?
If I had to, I don't know. It's so hard, actually. That's a really tough call,
Yeah,
really tough. I mean, I have a Tanny, but do you know what? They did really well on the weekend against Frontail, and I'm just thinking, like, I know they can see it was 2-1. I think they won.
40 points.
Surprising. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably say Tanny in a weird way. You just don't need Nkuku and those type of boys playing against you. Really, do you? Like that? That's probably my only sort of justification for playing Tanny. Really, Guardiola's got to come in there, hasn't he? Really. Ferran, if we basically know he's playing.
Yeah.
Could Quinny play?
I might need to go rare rather than rare pro.
Maybe, yeah. You could smash out 5 really nice rares, couldn't you?
Yeah. Okay, so I think this is the team then, isn't it? So what's on the 23 rare looking like? 135 cards.
Yeah, you got to take that.
Stars are only for the podium. That's kind of shit. Tier ones for basically top, let's just say 15 to be kind, but it's not. The next 30 places for tier 2s, and then like 90 spots for tier 3s. I reckon I've got the bones here, but there's no under 23 keeper with a great game, is there? Guardiola could boss it.
Lafont is the only one I would say. They're at home if he plays though. But Guardiola Ferran's amazing. What you say, mate?
Where Nantes at home? I thought they were away when I scrolled through that.
I think they're at home, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, home to Olympiacos. It's not easy, but I'm just going off them being home,
And then it's between Moritz Jens or Thiago Andrade. And that predicted team didn't have Andrade starting, but I would definitely think Andrade would start.
You think?
Yeah, me personally. But Jens is guaranteed to start, so I could just go no risk it and guarantee play him.
Could.
But it's a defender against Real Madrid. It's like
That's the issue. It's like, is there any upside in that? Is there more upside than play? In playing an Andrade, you could come off the bench at worst case and do some. Do you know what I'm saying? And do something where like
decisive.
Yeah, or do you really?
Big Jens could score from a corner or something. Jens could smash.
Yeah, no. Who else? Is anyone else down there that we could use or no?
Nah. Gio Reyna's starting to come back from the bench, but he wasn't in that predicted team, so he's in the same boat as Andrade, but Andrade's a better candidate, and then works his
injured. Said Jens is getting 100 or a 20.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's probably the situation we're looking at. So that's a tough one to fill.
What about because Acevedo? The
Acevedo
you have. Yeah. Could you just go maybe with one super?
I don't know. Could I? You're the midweek master. Could that be done?
Yeah, I think it's very easily done. To be completely honest, like if
I've got Quinny as well, but then how do I get?
Do you really? I know it's Jota, but do you think he does much? Like, if we're being completely honest.
And this, he's going to get decisive. I think. I don't think he doesn't. He's Jota. He's Jota.
I know, but it's Real Madrid. I don't know. Maybe
Celtic Park, mate. Jota is like definitely going to start. Definitely going to get like he's 100%. Undeniably in the team. So he had the Jota card is my best team because he's the only one that's on a pedestal for this game week. Will start. No fucking worried about. Will it be Kyogo? Will it be Abada, Maeda, Giacomakis? Jota's playing.
Jota's in. No, you're right. I agree with that. And Cunha's probably not going to start, is he? Let's be completely honest. So
he could get something from the bench very feasibly. He's had 2 goals this season ruled off for offside. And if you look at his L4 there or whatever, if you put 2 goals into that, it looks totally different,
It does. No, I agree. I'm not disputing that, but I think you should probably go into this super rare under 23 rare pro with Nicolas Acevedo personally. That would be my play. I wouldn't go with Andrade knowing that like he might get off the bench because you're going with 2 forwards there, and if Jota doesn't do much, and then if Andrade, let's say he doesn't even get off the bench for whatever reason, then it's just completely screwed. I just think this scene, especially with the Ferran situation, who I can see smashing, I can see Guardiola smashing. Like I can see only having one super like not actually mattering like that much. If I'm being completely honest,
yeah.
In terms of like the under 23s, I don't know what you could build out of the bare bones of this and then put that into an all-star rare pro. Like in terms of other supers, that's obviously we haven't even looked at that. But from what you've got under 23 wise, there's no way there's a better team than that personally.
The problem I've got with this is there's only 58 cards going up. I can maybe play Hart here, who would be better than Tani. Sean Johnson should be better than all of them because Cincinnati are not Real Madrid, or Leipzig, So, well, Cincinnati have been good this year, they've been very good.
They've scored goals. Yeah,
and New York City have been shit in defense for the last. Look at Johnson's L5 here. He's got 2 17s and a 23. So, like the new matrix has not been kind to Sean John thus far.
No,
and I actually quite boldly thought it would. Obviously, All Black is out. So I don't even know who my best goalkeeper shout is. I think I kind of for my Celtic cards that I'm going to play, I kind of need to keep Hart as well to play with them because that's a kind of the big Celtic team with the unique. Obviously, is going to be an all or nothing play when I go up a level.
Okay. So and does Hart need to be in that? Is that what you're saying?
Basically, yeah. So it's Sean John or Tani or whatever. So
it's got to be Sean Johnson then, hasn't it? Really, if we're being honest. Okay.
And then Celtic defence, a bit of New York defence, which isn't great. Robbo, which I've kind of wrote off already, as I mentioned. I think Henriks is on for a great game. I'd put him in my best team, no problem. I think he's very decisive, capable. He's got great AA about him. He's expected to start by all accounts. So I would put Henriks in, no problem.
I can't fault that.
Key, we're going to ignore because of the typhoon.
Yeah, let's ignore that for now.
I think Llorente has got a great game, so I could play him.
I think you might have to go Llorente. That's a lovely, lovely card to play there.
Jota has no problem to play. And then a final rare.
Is that another Jota?
No, I didn't play that team.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
So this would be unless could I avoid Jota?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Can you try and not play him for whatever reason? Heber, whatever his name is, could he?
He's expected to start. I've got a rare Rio. I could play that. He'll definitely play. But he might not score that great if he doesn't get decisive because it's a forward card. But he could score because again, the good thing about the Rio. Okay, let's do this. The good thing about the Rio forward card is I don't care
Mhm.
really how many goals we concede because it doesn't hurt him as much as the defender card
True.
necessarily.
That's true. Yeah,
And so you can get away with a bit more in that respect. So maybe that's actually quite a good play. And
that could be a
then
play.
and then
Do you not think the Heber plays safer? I know.
and then
That's what I'm
Hebert.
saying. Like, if we're being honest about it, who's got more chance of scoring a goal, Heber or Hatate? Really
But then who's my other spare rare to go into this team?
good question. I
Oh,
mean,
Limer. Oh, there we go. I could play
it
Limer.
could
I
be
think so doing
Lima.
it.
Yeah, I think you'd go Heber Lima personally. I just think that I know you're going to be like attached to the Hatate, which I don't blame you. But I just think if in terms of who's going to get a goal, surely Cincinnati
No,
can see a
I think
couple.
I'm gonna stick with Rio in this because I'm not convinced on how many minutes like Hebert or any of these other guys Maeda are going to get, but I
Fair enough.
know Rio will play. I
Yeah.
know all
Okay.
these guys will play, so I'm actually going to stick for this team. I think this is actually a great
Mhm.
rebuild.
I
So
like.
captain, I'm probably going to go Limer. I think he's the
Yeah.
most multi-decisive, capable. And then yeah, that's a decent outfit, isn't it? And then you
So you're
reckon
going to
we can get
play?
away with this with one super?
Yeah.
We think.
Yeah. I think you can get away with it just about, especially with the Ferran and yeah, there's definitely scope. And in terms of how many entrants there are compared to prizes, I don't think it's horrible. What is it? 40 prizes for
So 200.
280. It's not bad. It probably reaches 250. Let's say it's a 1 in 5 shot almost. I don't. You know
Yeah,
what? You probably got to take that. To be completely honest,
that's
yeah.
decent.
There's
Yeah.
two nice teams there. If I'm honest, really nice teams. Okay, so you're going to go up now, or you're going to go All Star?
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this last, right? Because I always like this team to be kind of decent, and it's the only team I'm going to put Trubin in. Is this one?
Okay,
I want to make sure I get.
yeah,
Well, I make sure I get Big Eth in a midweek, and I also think if you aim for Eth properly in a midweek, you can get extra lucky and get a card a bit more feasibly. Um,
100%.
it's maybe a good division to play the Robbo in, just because it's Robbo.
Yeah,
He could do okay. I've got also some Celtic cards here. I'm kind of trying to keep for that big entry only, really. But Jens could do well. It'd be kind of a shame not to play him, I suppose, when I know he's got to start. But yeah, I think I might
maybe
just go
play him
with
as
Jens.
a
And
double defender, maybe if
maybe
you
I
had
just,
to.
yeah, or Taylor. I think Taylor could have a, but again, I don't know. It's a tough one. Let's see what I've got elsewhere in case something else makes sense a bit more. So I don't think I've got much going on in midfield. So I might need to double up in defence. Yeah, I think I've got anything going on in midfield now. Reina, Fujita, Solaire, like all these guys will be on the bench and stuff, So I'm already really bare in rare midday. That's wild.
Yeah, I guess. Who's the most likely to get the most minutes? Would you say Forest or no?
Nah, we need bank on Forest for minutes. And maybe
No,
bank on Reina for minutes. Like if he got minutes in the
maybe
last game, Copenhagen at home, if they start winning 2 or 3-0, he's decent for minutes at that point.
that could be a good shout. Yeah, I don't mind that.
So I could
Checking
toss
his.
Reina in. If you could double check something about Magic
Yeah,
Nation.
I'm looking here. They haven't even got him. Oh, wait there. No, they don't. They've got Brand down as 10%, but they don't have Reina down with anything basically for whatever reason. So I don't know what that really means, but I don't think he won't get minutes. So yeah, I think you're good for something. Definitely.
And then I'm going to play Kyogo and Maeda up front because I can't not play them.
Mhm.
This is the last rare team I'm building. So then I
Yeah,
can go
makes
back to the defence and I'm tied to Celtic again with this team. It's unavoidable. So who do I think will have a better game, Taylor or Jens?
Hmm. That's a tough one.
Because Jens will be up for corners and stuff, man. Like, and he can score and he could fucking. But Taylor's, I don't know, maybe Taylor. Yeah, I'm going to go Jens.
Yeah, I'd go Jens. Definitely.
And then captain, I think Jens is most likely to get 90 minutes. I don't know. Kyogo's most likely to get. Let's go Kyogo. Captain Kyogo. Right, okay.
Yeah,
Let's go get some. Let's
you
go get
got
some.
it.
And if we get a card result,
Yeah, 100%. And then you're going to go up now, aren't you? Or you're
and
going to
then
do underdog?
no, I'm going to go up. So
Yeah.
with this big Celtic team, so I've got kind of two options with that again as well. So like but probably about a decent amount of teams in here. The rewards aren't that great in terms of the prize pool. I would probably hope to get like a tier 3. It's like probably the most reasonable thing I could hope for. If I got top 25, because it is Celtic against Real Madrid, I can't expect to win it. I feel like Max would be all right, I suppose. Shabilko would be handy. A few of these guys are kind of okay, I suppose. Renato Augusto, but none of them are that. Let's say FC Barcelona. They're not anything. And then Challenger. The thing is with this, right, is there's only 7 cards, and that's going to deter everyone, right? But again, the most likely thing is a tier 3.
Yeah,
just by probability. And are these guys any better? Holzhauser, Hulschlager, Boyce, maybe. He'd be all right. Oh, no, I think he's injured, actually. Nangalan.
Okay.
Yeah, Jason Holt and Wenny. I won his rare, so there's a good chance I'd win his super rare. Philip Max, here he is again. So neither are one of those like likely prize pools are that appealing, let's say. Because I've not got a super rare keeper, I can't play him as specialist. So that is kind of what I'm tied against. Or playing them in underdog and dinging the keeper, and then I've got Heart 3 all of a sudden. So how many cards are on underdog? There's only 3, right? So sack that. I'm not doing that. So I think this number 7 will put more people off than anything. So I think I could have a kind of beggar's chance at this, if you like.
Yeah, I agree.
So Joe Hart's the only choice. And then in defence, like Boyata isn't expected to start, which he might have come into my thinking if I seen he was a definite for that match. Because maybe he could get a goal from, Boyata scores goals. He's done that throughout his career. But otherwise, my gut tells me to go with Hatate, because even though like any defender card isn't going to get a clean sheet, but he's a midfielder, so he's very much more likely to get like 10 final third passes, and even maybe if we can get to like 60 minutes as a clean sheet, he can get subbed off and take that clean sheet home.
True.
So
very, very true.
So there's a nice wee play with that. It might work out in my favour. If I'm going to get lucky, that sounds like playing lucky, doesn't it? The Gregor is up to 50% XP, so he could be all right.
Oh, that's lovely.
Kyogo, we reckon, starts, and then the real headache starts to come with the last super rare pick, because like Rio I've already played, so the forward card's still there. But I've got Taylor, so it's another defender card. Maeda, Giacomakis, so.
Do you think Maeda definitely starts or no?
I really don't know, man. Like, I don't see how he can drop Abada. Like, I just don't see how he can drop him. But I think the best way for us to start against Real Madrid is Jota, Kyogo, and Maeda. But I'm not the manager. The manager way knows better, and I think he plays Abada. Like, I don't know how you can drop him after scored 2 against Rangers and 3 the weekend before. So I think that puts Maeda to the bench. But again, I think it's 65 minutes. Maeda and Giacomakis are the 2 that come on for Abada and Kyogo. And they, in the final 30 minutes, have got as many opportunities to get the same score, basically, as Kyogo or Jota in theory, but they're just going to start 10 points less on AA. It's just then who's more likely to actually then come on and turn their decisive from 25 to 60, because that's where it kind of hitches on. Or that play Taylor, who definitely starts.
I'm thinking, I'll be honest, I'm thinking Taylor, if I'm being brutally honest about the situation.
And stay away from chasing goals and assists.
Yeah, I just think you're just playing a devil's game there for me. In a weird way, I'm known for playing it safe sometimes, or too safe. But in this scenario, I just think playing Real Madrid, man, like, I don't see any other issue. Like, I just don't see any issues with playing 2 defenders there. Over the forward that, like, in your opinion, don't really start. It's like, well, that's a no-brainer for me. I know these defenders could lose big points if they do end up getting battered, but you're going balls deep into Celtic here. Like, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's all or nothing in this sense. Like, you're banking on minimal goals. Simple as. Can that happen? Yes. But could it be 5-0? It could. I'm not saying it will, but it definitely could. But at that point, like, the whole line, like, it's not as if like Greg Taylor's going to let you down. It's Hatate's going to let you down, Greg Taylor and Joe Hart. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like a collective sort of letdown rather than your head going because Greg Taylor's let you down. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So if on that basis, if we already kind of know that Taylor probably then should be in my best team, then Hatate, who's also maybe likely to get subbed off at some point, again, then as well, I then come back. I don't need to play him as a defender if I'm going to opt for Taylor, and if I'm going to rely on his AA to be a big factor in this team doing well, like you're suggesting, which I'm happy to do.
Yeah.
then I maybe play the forward cards rather than the defender, and I don't need to worry about goals conceded at any point.
It's a good option. Yeah, I'd say at this point now, yeah, there's only in theory 2 cards now that can let you down, if that makes sense. Where it would have been 3 if you did have the Hatate defender card. Yeah, I guess you've sort of mitigated a bit of risk here. I don't know if the upside is massively worth it, just because I think it's going to be hard to score goals. But yeah, I think it's the cleverest thing to do there. You having that option is definitely big. Like, I think that comes into play 100%.
I think with spare pieces, I kind of have to make a team in this because I always end up doing this with just because I've not got a goalkeeper. But I know I've got Boyata, maybe somebody else. No, just Boyata. And then Brais Mendes against Man United. That could be fun in an underdog team.
That could be decent.
Giacomakis, who I reckon comes off the bench. And Maeda, his score must be too good. He doesn't qualify. But I do have Cunha, who I reckon could get a goal from the bench. And then who would be captain? Brais is most likely to start, so I guess we'll just go with him. And that's a team.
Okay.
And the only other team I've got to build that I'll bore people with is I've only got one goalkeeper for All-Star, so it's basically a full Celtic team. So it'll be Hart.
Nice.
I'm just picking them all. Hart, Vickers.
Straight in.
Yeah. Rio, midfielder card, if I can find my wee champion one. It's one I like the best. Find it.
There he is.
Kyogo, and then a spare card. I don't know who I could pick anyone really. This is the only team I can make. Savio, they've got a tough game. Oh, they're at home at Bodo. He's probably not going to start. In actual fact,
Hakimi,
yeah. Do you reckon he's on for a good game?
I mean, on paper, well, Philip Max maybe. I don't know. You said Bodo Glimt are decent. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I'd say Hakimi. I mean, going off names, like it's hard to not want to play him. Marcus Llorente stands out.
Bada. Oh no, I'll play a Bada. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'll just go for it. Yeah.
Go balls deep. I like it.
Kyogo. Aye, screw it.
I like it.
Yeah, let's do it. Screw it. That's us.
Okay, I like it.
Thanks very much, Harry, for all your help, buddy.
No worries, man. No, it was fun actually. Like,
I'm not going anywhere by the way.
That many options.
Not going to bore anyone with the teams, but I'm now the big bit.
No, I was just going to say it's fun. Like on a midweek, like you don't actually have that many options. So like but then there's still sort of contemplations to be had as well. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's good fun going through all that.
Yeah, and especially doing like someone else's. I don't know why. It just gets my juices flowing a little bit. Right, let me hide that. I've only got literally 2/3 teams to build, which I've had a little look over the last few days, and I kind of know where I'm going with them, I think. But yeah, priority is always under 23 Rare Pro. 2 goalkeeper choices. It's Lafont or Costa. There's a tiny chance that, well, I don't know how small of a chance, but there is probably a chance that the Lafont doesn't actually start this just because they might rest him for what? Last year in the cup games, I know that's not Europa League, but in the cup games, what's his name? The Belgium, well, the guy who's playing in Belgium for Cercle Bruges. I can't think of his name right now.
I can't remember.
I can't think of his name, but anyway, someone will get it in the chat for me, please. He played all those games, and obviously they won the cup and whatever. And I don't know, but like that's just something that I've just come to my mind. Maybe that could be a thing. But the fact that Lafont's never played in the Europa League and stuff, I don't think would tell me that he's going to want that experience. Dedillion, there is, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That's an issue, but I think it's probably plain sailing that he's going to start. Defenders is where I'm actually strongest this midweek. Sorry, with Fofana obviously moving to Chelsea, that's helped me a lot. I mentioned the Tanguy situation, which probably isn't favourable in terms of my best lineups, but Badia Shield, he had a really good score last night. They won 1-0 away to Nice. Is something I really like in terms of my super rares, because I have to take into consideration, I always go, okay, what's my best 2 super rares? It's basically how I'm going to look at this. Florentino's definitely one of those 2, I think. Sharon's up there, but he had a stomach bug on the weekend, so I'm not risking him in any way. And then forwards, I have a couple. Vitesse might get off the bench for PSV. Mario, like I said, I think he's struggling. Akida actually probably plays for Shonen, but again, I don't like the look of that. Carlson's injured. Odegaard plays, so I think he's going to be my rare forward in this team, which leaves me with having to play basically these 2 guys. Like I can't really see any other situation where like anything else is favorable.
Yeah.
Fatty, I'd love to play Fatty if I kind of knew he's going to definitely start, but I think I have to take a Jens Odegaard, even though he's away from, well, you said it's a neutral venue, technically away from home. He scored 2 and 2. The XP isn't great, but I just can't not play him at this point, especially with Carlson out. And then the extra position is probably the biggest contemplation, to be honest. It's basically either Pedri, Enzo, Timber could see minutes in this game, in this lineup, sorry. But if we're being brutally honest about it, I'd probably like to keep Enzo and Florentino together, which then would mean like Pedri and Fati stay together in the rear situation. I don't think there's like anything much to read into that, but I do think there'll be a correlation between Florentino and Enzo's score, which there has been over the last 6 to 8 games they've played together. So I think, again, I go back to it, that's probably the safest option. Does Enzo score better than all of these guys that I just mentioned? I don't really know. Is basically how is the situation. But because I like playing him with Florentino, my brain just likes that sort of OCD-ness.
Yeah.
So I'm probably killing myself in some way, because you'll watch now. Timber scores 100, gets an assist, and then it's good night. But for my sanity, I think I need to just go with the two Benfica boys in there and just call it a night. And then that leaves me with some nice options. Obviously, we think Costa. Well, we probably know Costa's going to concede, so we're banking on AA and not conceding 3. Again, I don't want to touch Seo Young-woo because of the situation over there. João Victor's not playing, so we've got 3 good defenders here. Really good. Dalot's on fire. Fofana's obviously just come into the team, so you could probably call that the biggest risk. So Timber's the obvious one. At home to Rangers, there's no question. Yeah, all day. There's no questions about that one. I've only got one centre mid, and that's Pedri. And then I've only got one fit forward in Fati. So then the contemplation is basically Wesley Fofana or Diego Dalot, Quinny.
Is Dalot going to start?
Good question. I don't see why he wouldn't. It doesn't look like Ten Hag likes...
You're looking in the wrong place. That's the Champions League.
I am looking in the wrong place. United are nowhere near that, are they? I mean, yeah, I don't see how he doesn't start. He's been unbelievable, to be completely honest.
Has he?
Not
caught them.
No, so Wan-Bissaka hasn't seen a minute as far as I'm aware under Ten Hag, and Dalot, they've kept what was that? I know they didn't keep a clean sheet on the weekend, but they kept a couple before that. Leicester away.
The whole team almost get cards.
What'd you say? Sorry.
The whole team's almost get cards now.
I know. Yeah, look at that. Jesus, that's nuts. That's actually wild. That's got to be the most cards for non-licensed
team
club.
Yeah. Maybe.
But yeah, the bookies favour him. I don't know. Wesley Fofana away to Zagreb. Could they just battle out like a big clean sheet and him just pass his way to a nice score? Or am I banking on Dalot?
I take the whole player. I take the whole player. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. That makes complete sense to me. And then Captain Pedri. It's hard not to, isn't it?
It's hard not to.
He might only get 60 minutes if they're sort of blitzing their team. And then in a weird, twisted way, I can actually put out a Super Under 23 team with one rare card, which won't do anything. Tani in goals. We've got Tanka at the back. We've got Visharan that had a bit of a stomach bug that probably plays, but I don't know. In terms of the forwards, to be fair, I could play 5 supers, but Akida, what did Akida do on the weekend? They're playing away to Marinos. I don't know why I'm even thinking about playing him, but what I'm going to get is he has been playing, but he's had a few DMPs for whatever reason. Jean Mario is the obvious one, but I've got a funny feeling he just doesn't play after the weekend. Jorbe Vertessen. Is this a tough game for PSV? I know he's not going to start, but I just mean off the bench.
Bodo or any mugs. Bodo will go there to win,
Yeah, but then João Mario, man, he ain't gonna. Even if he starts, he's playing at right back. So it's just I'm up against it either way.
What about the Japanese lad? If hit the stats view tab, the top left.
Oh, sorry. Go on. Stats view. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so he came off the bench. That was it. To be fair, he had a little DMP situation last game out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But they won last game. I don't see how he's going to fall back straight in, to be honest. So I'll be honest. I don't really want to play him. But if I don't know why I'm thinking about this too much, because this team's not going to do anything at all. But it's just do I play Jorbe Vertessen?
Could the team go into specialist super rare? Do you have two L15 under
Yes.
40s with this team?
Oh, good
Weird
question.
build anyway, because it's probably a better way to throw it.
Probably, but then 3 cards.
Aye, but mate, your team might be the best. Like it's not much going on. What's the rewards?
Maybe. We'll have a look now. So
Andy,
yeah, they all
Charlie.
fit. Yeah.
Oh no, it's not. It's the guy at the bottom. You need two of him. You've only got one, I think.
What do you mean? Sorry.
You need two guys with L15 under 40.
Ah, sorry. Yeah, I could throw 4 of these into underdog though.
Yeah. Play the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and play the goalkeeper. Yeah, but it's just not a fun situation, is it?
It's a pure reverse strategy.
Yeah, it's not great, is it? Well, I'd have to play 2 of the forwards now. We'll just do the under 23 situation. We're just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna gamble on Vitesse coming off the bench. Oh no, am I? I don't know. Do I just play it quote unquote safe and think the Gian Mario starts? Maybe we'll do that.
I think Verscharen could do well this game week. Like I think
he could.
Him.
No, but the problem, that it weren't a case of like him not doing well. It's more like he had a stomach bug on this weekend, and
but that predicted team had him to play. So if he plays,
they did at 60%.
Is that all it was?
Yeah. So I'm a little bit cautious in terms of him. But I'm willing to risk it. This team's basically a throwaway, and then I was just going to throw in Fofana as like just guaranteed points, if that makes sense, just to buffer it up.
This kind of strategies work for you, Harry. You know what you're doing.
Well, kind of, but when you're only got,
stop being bashful.
No, but I just mean like with the cards that I'm looking at right now, like there's only so much this team can really do if we're being honest about it. Where and that's fine. I'm not going into that lineup thinking that anything can happen because I've put all my eggs into my rare cards, or my rare sort of lineups, which is fine. Which is what I want to do and sort of prioritize that. But I'm actually like, obviously you've entered it as well. Only 216 right now. I don't think that'll get over 250.
Oh really?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe we're early. Well, we got 15 hours still, aren't we? Yeah. Maybe it does. Just under 250, I reckon. But like, there's still nice prizes in here. 40 cards. It's not bad. 7 stars.
I'm pure nervous playing one super rare in that division. By the way, I never do that. I'm feeling pure nervous.
Nah, like I don't think you should be as nervous as you are, because especially on a midweek. If it was a weekend, I'd be like, okay, hang on a minute, like let's rethink things. But on a midweek, I know it's Champions League, so there is people, big galleries have some big options. But regardless, I still don't think it's I don't think it's a bad play at all, if we're being honest.
Fair enough.
I think you can really get away with it on weeks like this, especially like you said, there ain't many goalkeepers that are going to get clean sheets, if any. Yeah. So you're looking at like nobody getting like that 50 sort of points differential on you in that sense. So yeah, I think you're in a good position with that one super, honestly. If he plays and if he gets you a 60 flat, which gets you an 80, I think, and that's saying no decisive as well, which he could do. There's no reason why he can't. But yeah, what have we got here? Bodo are very good at home because they are in the pole circle, but not as good away from home. You can clearly see that in the European results.
But they're still handy. They're not like I wouldn't like these Scandinavian teams. Like they're decent at football, and they won't be scared to go into PSV. And PSV, like Bodo are like a good Eredivisie team. They can play against PSV and have a good game against them. Like
100%.
So I definitely would not
100%
be underestimating them in that respect.
No chance. Okay, we'll probably leave that there, to be honest. Quinny, anything else you want to add?
I've kind of swapped a few. I swapped my rare Rio and Kyogo around at the last minutes. I think Kyogo's probably going to start. I want him in a better team. But otherwise, yeah, I think you've helped me a lot, Harry. Thanks very much for everything this game week. Hopefully,
don't be silly, of course.
Hopefully, I go and bag some prizes now in the midweek.
Yeah, 100%. There's no reason why not. If you can get those 4-5 starters out and somebody off the bench and can get you a DA, then why not? Georgie says why. I'm guessing that means no all-star team.
For you?
Probably does mean. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what he's asking. Yeah, to be honest, Georgie, I don't really have the rares spare, to be honest. I prefer to, like with the under 23 rares that I have, I prefer these to go in and try and win something nice rather than scrape some ETH. And I'm not saying that this team just scrapes ETH, but I just would prefer to just go in and win some raw prizes rather than like just bank on ETH, if that makes sense. I think it's worth the risk with the players that are on sort of on show right now, if we're being honest about it. So that's kind of the reason. And yeah, if I had spare rares, obviously I would love to play All Star, but I mean, yeah, I don't have, yeah, Carlson can't play, so it just makes no sense for me. Basically, is my explanation for that, mate. But yeah, it's been a pleasure.
I hope this works out. One super rare. I'm nervous.
No, honestly, Quinny, you're overthinking it. I promise. Midweek's a free hit.
Sure.
You'd be surprised though. You'd be surprised how many teams in there though. If you go through those 250 that I think will play, like almost 10% will have 5 rares, maybe more. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Honestly, I look at every week, and there's always 5 team, some loads of teams with 5 rares, and sometimes they end up doing a little bit, you know, for whatever reason they end up hitting. But like I'm only telling, well, I've only sort of told you to do that one super just because the full rare option just didn't look as appealing, if that makes sense. Like if it was more appealing than going 1 super, 100% I would have gone with the 5 rares, sorry, in under 23 rare. But I think the 1 super was definitely the play, going off, like I said, what the situation was in the under 23 rare. But yeah, no, I wish you the best of luck, mate, this game week. Have a wicked day tomorrow. I know you said you're not going to bring your camera and stuff, but make sure you get a few video snaps.
I definitely will. Thanks a lot, Harry. And
of course, mate.
I wish me luck. Hopefully we beat them.
Come on, the Celtic.
Go the Hoops.
Come on, the boys. Yeah, lads, really do appreciate you all watching. To be fair, we've had a good little crowd for the last hour and a half, to be honest. I didn't expect to have 40 of you guys watching us.
I kind of a few times kind of forgot we were even streaming, and I just kind of like that and kind of just leaned into it a wee bit more. So apologies for the lack of fist bumps or whatever, but
you're fine. Don't be serious.
I kind of just forgot. I kind of forgot. Sometimes we were recording, just treating this like a call. Like, Harry, going to help me here? You know, like
no, 100%.
Let's go together and let's fucking work it out.
It's just a casual one, isn't it? But yeah, lads, I do really appreciate you all watching, and yeah, hope you sort of gain some sort of, I don't know, something that's going to help in your game week in some way. But yeah, if you could leave a like on the video, I would massively appreciate it. If you haven't checked out Quinny, please do so. Subscribe. He just put out a really good Celtic vlog video of the weekend. They beat Rangers 4-0.
Hey.
And yeah, it's been a pleasure, lads. And I shall see you on Thursday, basically. There'll definitely be a stream Thursday. If Quinny wants to join us, he definitely can. If he's free. And yeah, we'll call it a night there, lads.